Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Midweek Man Show. Eric, my friend, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh man, I'm burnt up. I've been outside working all day putting a roof on a building, and let me
Oh
tell
man,
you, this was not a good day to do that type of stuff. If you can
it's
tell, my
hot.
face is like all red. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy for sure.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with you, man? You been staying busy?
Yep. Staying busy. Same old thing. Just so much going on. It's just a big blur.
Oh, I hear you. Now you guys got the hand sanitizer launched now, right?
Yep, we do.
And I imagine that's got to be keeping you hopping for sure.
Yeah, we sent an email out the other night, and probably just from that email got about 130 bottles sold. So
Wow, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. All right. Well, our topics that we're going to discuss tonight is how to deal with anger and stress. I'm really kind of excited to talk about these topics because people don't realize just how much anger and stress affect your health and well-being. It's really crazy. When you're stressed out on a regular basis, you don't understand what it's doing to your body, to the way you process nutrients and all kinds of other stuff. So I think this is going to be a real good topic for people for sure.
yep.
Okay, so let's get started with the first one. We're going to do anger first. I've got 5 tips for anger and 5 tips for stress. So we're going to do those. But before we do real quick, let's say hi to some of the people that I see are watching in the comments here. Johnny's in here. Alliance Magna, Donna Harrison. Yeah, we got a few people in here watching on both Facebook and YouTube. So that's a good thing. Absolutely. Yep. All right. So let's get started with this. Anger tip number 1. This one's a biggie. Think before you speak. I don't know about you, Eric, but when something really makes me mad, I have a tendency to forget this one. I don't think very. I have a tendency to speak first and then think afterwards. What about you?
Yeah. As I get older, I get a lot better at that kind of stuff. So just
really,
yeah, I really do.
It must.
I mean, yeah, I take.
It must
I
just
always,
be me.
No, I don't think it is.
No, I feel like well, at least according to my wife, she says the older I get, the crankier I get. So, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I find it, I used to be a lot more, I guess I was a lot more carefree when I was younger. I didn't let a lot of stuff make me angry. I just kind of let it roll off my back, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So, well, somebody's saying hi to you here.
Hey,
from Miners Beard Company. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you, this production just got a little bit stranger. I've got 4 monitors instead of 3 now, so it's a lot more to keep up with. But anyway, it's all good.
Yeah,
okay,
like
so let's.
Over there.
Yeah, I am. It's like I've got the monitor where I can see Facebook and you right here. I've got the monitor down here that has all my comments. This monitor is the one that I'm actually grabbing to show your picture on the screen. And then this is the one that's doing everything. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. All right. So tip number 2, wait until you're calm to express your anger.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one. I know myself, I have found that if I don't wait until I'm calm to try to discuss what it was that made me mad in the first place, it doesn't do any good. It turns into an argument rather than a discussion.
Yeah. Yep. That's not getting you anywhere.
No, it typically doesn't. Just makes everybody angry before it's all said and done. In most cases.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Tip number 3 is to identify possible solutions. I think this is a big one too that a lot of people don't really pay attention to. What was it that made you angry? Yeah, what was it that made you angry? And then, is there a way that you can prevent that from happening in the future, especially in the workplace?
Yeah.
You have to work with people day in and day out. And if somebody does something that makes you mad, if you don't process that properly and try to work together to find a solution so those types of things don't happen, it just compounds and makes things a lot more difficult all the way around.
Yep.
All right. We're just rolling right along here. Number 4, another big one. Don't hold a grudge.
Yeah.
Are you the type of person typically that holds grudges?
No. I've
No?
never been like that. No, because people make mistakes, and I mean, it depends on what it is, but
yeah, that's me. I'm like you. I was never really big at holding grudges unless it was something that was really done to me on a personal level. And then I have been known to hold a grudge or two, but even at that, now that's one thing that I have eased up on as I've gotten older. I'm like, life is just too short.
Yep.
Yeah, life's just too short to be hanging on to a bunch of anger and frustration just because somebody did something one time. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, let's see. Well, let's look at a couple comments here real quick. And then we'll go ahead and hit the last tip. And then we're going to show a commercial. Nicole says that she shared everything. Well, that's awesome. Yep. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We need lots of people to listen to this stuff. Alliance Magna said he hopes we're not stressed. I'm not. I'm stressed. I'm not going to lie. I'm stressed, but it's like I've been working for like 3 days to get this roof on this building, and it has been so hot. You can only get so much done, and then you've just got to call it a day. And now there's thunderstorms and stuff rolling through. So I'm stressed about that. But other than that, everything else is good. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see. Let's go on to the 5th tip, and then we're going to do a commercial real quick. And this is the best one, I think. Use humor to release tension. I think personally there is no better way to diffuse a situation especially if more than one person's angry about something. Yeah. It's a whole lot easier to diffuse the situation if you get them laughing.
Yep.
Although I actually heard a seminar one time, and they were talking about how to get people's attention and hold it, and they said humor is the number one way to do it. So humor is a really powerful thing. You can use it for a lot of different things, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do a commercial real quick, and then we'll be back. All right. And we're back. And somebody else noticed that I was red too. Yeah. Now I will say I probably wouldn't be as red as I look if I didn't have red lights back here in the background. But it's still, trust me when I tell you, my head and my face are all red. It's kind of crazy.
That's Nishante. I didn't know if you knew that was him or not.
Yep, I sure do because I follow his cartoon and everything. Yep. So I knew exactly who it was. Oh goodness! All right, so we dealt with anger, and I think I think anger can actually be used as a benefit if you use it properly. You can use anger as fuel to help get yourself someplace. But you just can't. Yeah, but you just can't let it control you. At least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we're done with that, let's get into stress, which stress, more so than anger, has a lot of effects on your body in a lot of different ways. And we'll talk about some of them as we go through these. So let's get into the first one, which is let me get rid of that comment. First one is to eat healthy food. This is huge. If you are eating a lot of junk, your body is dealing with processing all the junk, and it isn't doing a very good job at processing any kind of stress that you have. Stress, first and foremost, affects the hormones in your body. It affects cortisol. It affects leptin. It affects ghrelin. Leptin is a hormone that controls whether you feel full or not. Ghrelin is the hormone that makes you feel hungry. And cortisol is the stress hormone. It's what causes you to store body fat. It tells the body to stop burning fat and start burning something else. I mean, it just does all kinds of nasty stuff. So anything that you can do to reduce stress is going to help you. And eating healthy food is a real good way. If your body's not having to fight to process a bunch of nasty processed foods on a regular basis, it's a lot better equipped to deal with day-to-day stress.
Yep.
So, all right. This one, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. I got to get your take on this one. He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Limit alcohol and stimulant intake.
I do limit it though. I don't go crazy with it, but
yeah, I mean, you from what I understand, you just have like a drink or two every now and then in the evening, right?
yep. It's every evening, and then Wednesday when we're doing this show, when we started it, I started pouring a drink at the beginning, and so.
Yeah, I hear you. But see, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like you drink all day every day, and that's pretty. They know who can these days.
I don't know how people do it.
You know, when I was real young, I used to do it all day every day. We'd had beer in the cooler out on the job site at work, and then when we got off work, we'd head to the bar and drink some more. But I guess that's probably why I aged quickly, drinking all that alcohol.
Yeah.
But as far as stress goes, I'm a little on the fence about the alcohol. Not drinking too much of it, I agree with, but alcohol can help to reduce stress in some ways, because it is sort of a depressant to the body. It can help you relax, which helps to relieve stress. So, but you just don't want to go crazy with it. And as far as stimulants, I'm 100% in agreement with that.
Oh yeah.
If you're stressed and you are, if you've got high caffeine intake, or if you're a smoker and you're smoking a lot and you get that nicotine, those are stimulants, and all they do is heighten whatever state that you're in. Yeah. So if you're stressed, the last thing you want to do, and this doesn't make any sense, and I can say this because I smoked for 30 years. When I was stressed, the first thing I did was grab a cigarette. But now that I know the science behind it and how the metabolism works, it makes absolutely no sense, because the nicotine just increases the level of stress. Mm-hmm. So, but people do it all the time. They reach for that cigarette, man. I'm glad I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I never could. I just couldn't handle it. I tried when I was younger.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you really?
I'll have a cigar every now and then, but no cigarette.
That's a little bit different. I've often thought about, I don't smoke. I smoked for 30 years and quit. And I've often thought about just smoking a pipe, because you don't really inhale the smoke, but you get the flavor from some of the tobacco and stuff like that. I've thought about doing that on occasion, but I was like, no, maybe not. So it is what it is. Yep. All right, let's get to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to exercise regularly. This one is the moneymaker as far as I'm concerned when it comes to stress. You relieve metabolic stress by tearing down muscle tissue. You don't actually leave it, but what you do is you shift it. If you have metabolic stress from processing a lot of foods and things like that you shouldn't really be eating, one of the best ways to flush that out of your system is to exercise, tear down the muscle tissue, allow that to be rebuilt, allow your metabolism to shift gears towards that. It also, when you exercise, your body releases certain chemicals. Most people, not everybody, because some people just absolutely hate to exercise, but some people really, really enjoy exercising. And because of that, they get a release of dopamine, which makes you feel really good, which also reduces your stress. It's just, I don't know. For me, I'm going to ask you this there in a second. For me, one of the best things to do if I'm stressed out is to just go to the gym and start hanging and banging, man. Yeah. Start pounding the weights, and it just feels like all my stress and anxiety goes away.
Yeah. Yep, I've done that before.
Yeah, works really well in my book. Yeah. All right, number 4 is another one. This one I got to ask you about first. This one is get enough sleep. Now, I know because you and I have had conversations at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're both early risers. Yeah. Do you go to bed early, or do you burn the midnight oil and just get a few hours sleep?
and like you say, get enough sleep. I don't know how much enough is. I know I'm okay through the day. I start getting tired in the evening, and I'm usually in bed by before 10. But I'm up at
Okay.
4 o'clock usually. So
Well,
that's
see
6 hours,
that's a
I
good
guess.
range there. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good range. You know, everybody will tell you, and obviously it's true. It's best to get 8 hours of sleep if you can. But in today's world, it's kind of difficult to do that.
I
You
couldn't
know,
lay there that long.
oh, I can. Trust me when I tell you, I bet you I sleep 8 hours tonight after being outside working on that roof.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they say 8 hours is the optimum sleep number. You can do it in 6. But if you look at some of the highest performers in society today, people like athletes and stuff like that, you can talk to some athletes and they'll say I have to sleep for at least 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then you can talk to some that say I can't sleep any more than 6. Otherwise, it's hard for me to get up and do my workouts and do this and do that and the other. So I guess it all falls on the individual. But I would say that you need to be getting at least 6 hours of sleep a night. Any less than that, and you're running the risk of not only disrupting your circadian rhythms, which can cause all kinds of other issues, but you just run your body down. I know I find if I go through times where I'm only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, I can do that for a week or two, but then I have that one night where I crash and burn and I sleep for like 12 hours. So it's like it catches up to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Usually
all right.
if I have a 4 hour night, it's just once. So like
Yeah.
in a while.
Once every now and then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to do another quick commercial and then we'll be right back. All right, real quick one for my podcast there. Okay, the last stress tip that I want to talk about is what I found in my research to be the most unusual, yet it makes sense when you sit back and you think about it, and that is to bond or spend time with a pet. The research that I read actually stated that if you spent 15 minutes a day with a pet, either bonding with it or just play, if you're already bonded with the pet, just playing with it or whatever the case may be, that it could reduce your stress by as much as 40%, I believe it was. When you think about what stress does to the body and just spending 15 minutes with a dog or a cat can reduce that by 40%, that's an amazing thing to do. And most of us have pets in one form or another. I don't know how you'd spend time with a goldfish or something like that. But, like dogs, cats, rabbits, I mean, there are a bunch of different pets.
Yeah.
And I guess in the grand scheme of things, I've always felt that, particularly dogs and cats, because they're the main pets that I've ever had, they have a way of sensing when you need them most, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're having a bad day, if you're all stressed out or whatnot, it just seems awful funny how, your dog or your cat can just come up and know that you need some type of attention. It just really speaks to how close the bond is between, owners and their pets.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a pretty cool thing to throw in there at the end. All right, my friend, that pretty much wraps everything up. Let's see what else we've got going on here in the comments. Somebody's saying hi to Kayla.
Oh, that's a grandmother.
Is that who that is?
I don't think, unless you.
Right. Troy's telling you hi. Let's see. Well, if it wants to go there. And Donna said, thanks. Need to hear this. Wish I could. What? Spend time with your pets, Donna? Is that what you're talking about? Or cut out alcohol or drink alcohol? Tell us what it is that you wish you could do.
I don't think Donna
Oh my goodness.
alcohol or smokes.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, she
all right.
doesn't
Well,
do
there's
either one. No.
There is nothing wrong with that. Hey, what's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? All right. Well, I think that pretty much takes care of everything. I hope you guys got some value out of this. I hope you picked up a few tips and tricks to manage anger and stress in your own life. Do you got anything you want to talk to them about real quick before we wrap things up? Anything going on? Anything coming up?
No, same old thing right now. Just busy.
Gotcha. Okay. What I want to do is, I've been thinking, and I actually did this with the Dad Bod Transformation Group, and I want to do it with all of Mountaineer Brands customers as well. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I know that COVID hit so many people so hard, and a lot of people still need help, trying to improve their health and fitness, but they haven't been able to afford what most trainers charge. And the more I thought about it, I decided that what I want to do for the rest of this year, anybody that signs up to work with me, I'm going to give them 50% off my monthly rates. So instead of paying $100 a month to have an online coach that works with you on nutrition, workouts, the whole works, I'm going to do them for $50 a month. For me, it's not about the money. Obviously, I need a little bit of money to make a living and keep the lights on. But for me, it's more about, I want to help as many people as possible, and I don't want money to be the thing that gets in between us.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So for anybody that's watching this, either now or in the replay or on YouTube, because it'll be on YouTube later, if you know anybody that needs a nutrition coach or whatever, just reach out to me. T2 Nutrition and Wellness. You can find me everywhere. I'm on all the social platforms, and I want to work with you guys. I want to help you. So, if you can't afford $50 a month, but you can afford a different number, just reach out to me and talk to me. I'm willing to work with you because I want to help you guys. So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. I want to thank everybody for coming out here and hanging in. Wait a minute. We got a couple quick comments here that we got to hit real quick, and then we're going to go. All right. Nicole says, I haven't smoked in almost 2 years, but I vape a small amount of nicotine. Well, as long as it's small, don't do it before bed either. That would be my suggestion to you. Don't do it before bed. Yes, that's a fact. It is definitely better than smoking. Donna says she can't exercise. Why is that, Donna? Yeah, I need to know. You need to reach out to me and tell me why you can't exercise. You got me curious now. Let's see. And Brian says, oh, did you not? Well, that explains why I haven't gotten an email back from you, Brian, because apparently you didn't get the email or you lost it. Yes, buddy. I will send that over to you just as soon as possible. Matter of fact, I'll send it over to you as soon as I get off the live. All right. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll see you guys next week, the same time. I'm not sure what the topic's going to be yet. Eric and I will figure it out, and be looking for the post on Monday, Tuesday morning by the latest. So that way you guys can set a reminder and make sure you join us. So I'll see you guys later. Eric, have a good week, buddy.
Yep. See you.